Hello, everyone. Welcome to Project 24, the fun podcast. I am Adrian, and my co-host here, Jacob. uh, we'll get in the mix in a bit, but we got a very special guest tonight. Crushin Can's host of the Habs Tonight Show. It's a good buddy of ours. One of the certified beauties that I've met this year, and Derrick Weise. Buddy, thanks for doing this, and big win yesterday, eh?
Yeah, that was awesome. Awesome. Like so pumped. I mean, you had the nerves at the beginning of the game, but then once you saw the boys going, then it was pretty good.
It was man, it was like they just played like a really simple game. That's what I'm like the Habs, I think they weren't trying to do too much with the puck, which was good. And I really, again, I think that was a difference maker. You know what I mean?
You could see the confidence building through the past couple of games with everybody. And especially you got, primetime Carey. So it's
right.
he's making the first save and let's roll off that, right?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And he's had to make a couple of those big saves in the series to really obviously keep them in the game. And I'm telling you, I gotta say I was a little bit worried about him in this during the season. I wasn't completely writing him off, but I was a little concerned. But at the same time, I was like, he is plays saves his best hockey for the playoffs, right? So I wasn't too worried, but a little bit of concern. But I mean, I'm just so happy to see him back in his regular form. It's just man, it's beautiful. He's yeah, that's all I could.
He's something else to watch, especially
Yeah,
like even if the play's going on. Like I like to just watch him sometimes, and just the way he fights to see pucks, his rebound control, everything. It's top notch.
yeah. Even his puck handling skills are like phenomenal, man. Like one of the best puck handling goalies in the league. It's yeah, no, it's something to definitely like. Yeah, we'll never honestly like I'm starting to think about it. I don't think we'll ever see a goalie like him ever again in the NHL. Generational one.
Exactly, and I mean,
Yeah,
you could see the guys that he's come up with too in the league, right? Like it's a special group.
for sure, for sure. Yeah. So Jacob, you wanted to
Oh God.
confess to the viewers you made a big choice last night after the game. I was surprised.
Yeah.
It came
I'm
over to the
joining the
dark
dark
side,
side.
buddy.
Yeah. Like seriously. They are a fucking joke. Like, come on, really? You got Campbell in the net. He's doing solid. And literally, that's all you guys can do for the past 3 games? Like,
Ooh.
seriously, come on.
So
Like, they are a fucking joke.
that's gonna be our drinking game. Every time Jacob swears or goes on his rant about the Leafs, we're gonna take a drink. So
It's it's tough too, right? Especially them being up 3-1. And it was without the big scores. So then you're like, okay, they're up 3-1. Marners and Matthews haven't even got going. If they get going, well,
Tune
and
up the time machine.
yeah,
Tune up the time machine.
what happened though? I don't get it.
you know, I saw this one thing somebody tweeted out about Marner. So this is supposedly from a bunch of like journalists, I guess. This is thus
18
far,
games. I think he went
yeah, 18
18.
games. Yeah, and it's thus far Jonas Siegel, Ian Tulloch, and Rachel Dorier have all reported that Mitch Marner has behaved like a prima donna as it relates to his ice time, his line mates, special teams usage since yesterday.
Wow.
So if these are true, I don't want to start becoming a rumor monger, but like and stirring the pot. But I mean, man, if that's not good. If that's the way his approach is,
It
you know.
it could just be like the frustration of losing 3 straight, right? So like I wouldn't read too much into it because that guy's not going anywhere.
No,
We all know it.
Exactly, yeah.
He's not going anywhere.
no,
He's
And
basically locked up. Like,
yeah,
yeah,
like that's a huge contract too. Where no one knows what's happening with the cap, obviously, but that's a big piece to take on, especially when you got guys like Jack Eichel who are asking for a trade. Well, you want the big center before you want the winger, right?
I agree. Yeah,
yeah.
it's a tough one, man, because like again, Marner's just so many good things on the ice. Like he can do it all. He can kill penalties. You put him on the power play. Like he's productive in so many ways and so skilled. And just the fact that they're just giving up on him like that too is, man, I don't know. Like like fans, sorry, not the team, but fans are like giving up on him so quick like that. Like I remember Dale said on one of I think one of his streams, he was saying how Tampa Bay, right? You know how they were kind of known as like the perennial chokers for like years, and they kind of kept the same guys and kind of just learned every year and learned, and kept the same guys and said, okay, this is what we do better, and change, like don't change the guys, but get better every year. And I think I don't know, it's just it's a weird situation they're in. They have a lot of like questions they have to answer for themselves, right?
And can I say
you don't
something?
want to say you.
The Leafs just passed New York Rangers for the longest losing streak in NHL history.
For playoffs, you mean, buddy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh fuck.
54 years.
That's a huge L. Oh, for Stanley Cups, you mean? Or...
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
54 years.
That's a huge L.
Yeah, that's. Well, and like you were talking about Tampa, like when Dale scored that OT goal when they went on the run that year, Vasilevsky was the goalie.
Yeah, I think so.
And then when Chicago was winning cups there, that team was in, they went to the final against them once. Like that team was together for a long time. They kept at it. And eventually they learned like how to close a series out, how to shake, come back and win. And I don't want to be like, this is a learning step, because this has happened consistently year after year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they do make a splash. Matthews to Buffalo for Eichel. We're breaking
just
it.
Complete yard sale, fire sale. You got to think, they kind of got to go outside the box there, right?
You don't really want to blow it up, though, because, I mean, they are a good team.
They are. The fact that they were still in the series and scoring like 3 or 4 goals a game almost without Matthews and Marner really being on the score sheet shows a lot about their depth, actually. And I kind of underestimated their depth as a team. Honestly, like, again, William Nylander was their best forward in that whole series. He had the puck the most, and he was shooting, and he was doing everything, carrying the offense. He was starting the odd man rushes, and that guy was, again, being shit on for so long. Like, fuck, man. It's just, it's a tough situation, man. Like, I mean, I personally, I was telling Jacob before this, but like we had an episode earlier in the month before the series started, and I said Habs in 7. So I mean, I'm taking credit for that a little bit.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah,
Brando took him in 7.
Oh yeah,
I had he took him in 7. I had taken the Leafs in 6.
Yeah. That's I mean, again, everyone on Sportsnet and TSN was going Leafs in 5.
For the Leafs, basically.
Yeah, everyone, even Eric Engels, the Habs Sportsnet guy, even said Leafs in 7. Then even yesterday before the game, he was like, "Oh, can I change my pick now?" Or like,
I did.
Yeah, there you go. Man, that was one of the biggest comebacks. I mean. And again, even after games 3 and 4, I was like, this is just history repeating itself, because I remember, again, I've been a fan since 05. And I remember the year, it was 2010, when they were up against the Capitals, a President's Trophy winning team. And I even tweeted this, and I was like, games 3 and 4, they looked absolutely flat and looked like they were done. And then, history repeats itself, right? And
I
then
saw that tweet too.
You did?
I did, yeah.
Yeah. I was like, I was like, it's just too, like, history's repeating itself, right? And I was like, it just had that vibe to it, right? And, Carey Price standing on his head. Back then it was Yaroslav Halak, and, they had Camilleri scoring 10 goals in the playoffs and guys like that. And yeah, no, that's what I mean. It was like a different, like, it was just the same kind of vibe I just found. I don't know, man. It was just, it was great. My dad and I were watching the game yesterday. We were freaking happy and like cheering and shit. And yeah, man, it's good though. I'm so happy they did. They honestly, like, I don't know about you, Derek, but like I think like even if they lose to Winnipeg, this is like my Stanley Cup. You know?
To be
I
honest,
well,
yeah.
I think I mean I love watching. I have a lot of friends that are Leafs fans, so but
Yeah.
I've had a little bit of fun today, but I'm not gonna rub it in too much. But now it shifts to Winnipeg, right? So obviously I'm from Winnipeg, so everybody here is there. I'm already getting it from all over. So
Oh shit, eh?
oh yeah, and I'm just like nope, I'm not gonna shit on anyone. I'm not doing it. Not doing it.
Yeah, I'm telling you, even like after game one and like after our like winning some of those games, I was like, okay, I'm gonna stay quiet until they, win this if they win the series. And, like remember I was saying to you yesterday, if they win yesterday,
No. When?
when and I
Yeah.
I loved your confidence, and then I was like, holy shit, man, it's man, it's been it's been a weird season, but like such a good one at the same time, just so much change, but it was kind of it was
A
good.
lot of ups and I think the ups and downs, especially like you find yourself as a team, right? So
Mhm.
and with the COVID break or whatever, these guys are playing month and a half every second day. They didn't get a break, so
Yeah,
you hear everyone say it like you're gonna break down, especially how they play kind of a physical game too. You will break down.
for sure, for sure. Yeah,
Hey,
it was.
at least you guys got 2,500 people in there in the Bell Center.
Oh, for the
Yeah.
next couple of home games too,
Fuck!
man. Fuck, man, that's
Why
gonna.
is it back to back?
Are they? Oh, because the game. There's game one tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow,
For
Yeah,
Friday, and then Sunday, Monday, Bell Center back to back.
fuck, eh?
oh.
They did that. They did that with the other freaking series too. There, with Edmonton and Winnipeg, they had a back
Yeah.
to back, and I was like, why? And then that was the night when a freaking Edmonton got swept. I was like, what the fuck kind of scheduling was that? I mean,
Triple overtime back to back. So
Ah,
they must have felt awesome.
oh, dude, I'm telling you, like, that's
triple.
another team that's like, oh my god, just again, that it's so frustrating. So many of these Canadian teams are pretty like decently like in playing field, but like they just can't do it. Like Calgary's another one. Like they're probably gonna go like full rebuild mode and like
Ottawa's
yeah.
probably going to
man.
go full rebuild.
Yeah, Ottawa. I mean, Ottawa's gonna be a pretty solid team in about 5 years, I think, because they have like all the prospects and like the high
Oh yeah.
picks.
They're going now too, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, with Tim Stutzel too, and like Brady Kachuk's playing pretty good hockey down there, and
They got
man,
Batherson. Who
Drake
else is
Batherson's
there?
great. You got Thomas
Yeah.
Chabot, who's like going to be one of the elite defensemen
Oh
pretty
yeah.
soon. Yeah, no, they have a. I'm telling you, they're going to be the sleeper team in like a couple of seasons. They weren't going to do it this year because obviously, like they're still kind of like in between rebuild, and
Yeah, they're in
They,
a
had they
limbo
not had
kind
such
of mode.
a shitty start though,
Mhm.
right? Like they were playing good puck down the last stretch there.
Yeah, before the end of the season, yeah, they were playing some good puck. Yeah, I agree, man. They honestly like I was saying for a long time too with Montreal. Like I know like the Habs Twitter is a fucking mess. I don't know. Yeah, Derek,
Oh,
I don't know.
oh. After they went down
Stay
3-1,
away
I'm
from
just
Twitter.
like, I'm not going on my phone. This is it's too much.
Yeah, sometimes it's like and then you like again and I was always having kind of like the extreme optimism and people are like nah, that's not going to happen. Like that tweet like I had a bunch of people saying nah, they're done, they're done. I was like it's not over yet. This is like literally I was like don't worry about it. Like if I'm wrong, hey, I'll admit that I'm wrong, but like it ain't over till it's over and
It's
And it
one
ain't
game
over
at a
till the
time.
fat lady sings.
right, buddy. What's that, Jacob?
It ain't over till the fat lady sings.
That's right. And she sang.
Yeah.
She sang last night. Oh yeah. Yeah, man. It's man, it's gonna be good. I'm just only thing I'm thinking like whoever gets out of this series, like Montreal, Winnipeg, whoever gets out of the North, it's gonna be a very interesting like
Ugh.
thing going into facing the American teams. Like that's gonna be
It'll
different.
be, I think, because Someone told me the other day, but it will be the winner of Jets Canadians plays Vegas, Colorado.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, fuck, that's gonna be scary.
Speaking of Vegas, how about that Ryan Reeves?
Yeah. Oh, fuck. Go. You guys comments on that first.
I honestly I didn't see it. I turned that game off after 3-0.
Oh yeah.
Was
really?
I was like, it's 3-0. This is over. It was the Sunday after the Montreal game there, so I shut her down early. Took up some Disney Plus.
There you go. Nothing wrong with that.
No, you gotta get some Disney in every now and then. It's good for you.
Oh man, Disney Plus is lit. Have you fuck? They have the new Mighty Ducks series on there. That's so good. I don't know if you've been watching that, but holy shit, it's.
I tried to catch up today, but then I went into a hardcore nap. So
I feel that those mid-afternoon naps.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
I feel you, brother. I feel you. Yeah, but I'm in a playoff pool with my girlfriend's family, so we kind of drew like out of a hat, like which team you got to pick to win, and we put $10 in, and like
nice.
So I have Vegas, so I'm like, fuck, I'm in a bit of a rock and a hard place, because fuck, if they face Montreal or whatever, right, I'm gonna be a little bit nervous. So
here's the thing, Vegas is it's kind of different cat because of their pregame kind of event.
Yeah, they're rocking down there in that fucking arena in Vegas.
What's the Canadian team doing for that though? Has anyone said anything?
Oh, about like the travel? I did hear the other day, like this afternoon, I was just checking on Twitter, and apparently CBC said that the federal government might give whichever team gets out, they might give them a travel exemption, so they don't have to do like the 2-week quarantine.
Oh,
I'll be a stick boy to travel.
I was also thinking like
that's better than sending them to the States to play in some neutral bubble city, right? Where their families aren't there. And the guys are like, well, fuck this. Like, who gives a shit?
Yeah, seriously. It's even like because I had Jacob and I had Dale on the show like last week, and we were talking about the bubble, and he's like, yeah, like it's kind of hard when there's no fans getting you like pumped up before the game. Like obviously you're still kind of in playoff mode, but like it's hard, right? When you don't have fans like screaming, like freaking 25,000 fans screaming at you, cheering you. He said like there
booed or something, like, what I mean?
It gets you going, it gets you fired up, right? So like yeah, man, like it's it's great though.
And people throwing hats after a hat trick.
Like
little things like that, right?
Or even Florida with the rat trick. So
I took Florida to win the cup.
You know what? I predicted Florida.
On, boys.
Fuck, man. I predicted Florida to beat Tampa, and I was fucking wrong on that one. Oh my god, I ate shit.
That was an awesome series, though. That was awesome to watch.
I agree. It was that game one though, eh? Man, that game one was something else. That was
that was one of the best first round series.
I totally agree. Yeah, just
hands down, no matter what.
I'm telling you, my favorite playoff hockey is like, again, goals after goals after goals, and every whistle there's a freaking scrap, or like there's helmets and sticks everywhere and gloves, and that's just the beauty of it all. And it just
especially with two in-state rivals. Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
You get those matches.
I don't complain with like a high energy like 1-0, 2-0 game either, right? Because it's every shot you're like you don't know, right? And then you get a weird bounce and
yeah, I like those high scoring games though. Honestly, like the playoff ones, like I love those high scoring games that just, again, you're always on your feet. You're like not looking at your phone or whatever. You're just constantly like focusing on the TV. Like, I mean, that was me last night. I was not looking at Twitter when fucking watching the game.
Yeah, I was just glued.
Last night.
Yeah, I was just too glued, and I was like, man, Yeah, I would honestly, I was just so happy it didn't go into overtime yesterday because I cannot handle
Oh,
overtime.
I think I just would have kind of like turned around, put the volume up, and just hope for the best.
Yeah. That
Oh,
game, fuck, when they were game 6 too, when Toronto was pressing and Price was just making save after save, I was getting so nervous because like the team looked so tired and like it looked like they didn't really have much left in the tank. But then obviously Kakanyemi just came clutch with that took advantage of that turnover and just fucking buried her and
But
fucking oh man.
that's
and to
I
compare
think
with another sports team, the Leafs are the Chicago Cubs of the NHL.
I like it.
I love
That's
it.
good.
Fuck, it might happen like that, buddy. You might not wrong though.
Why? And that's like you never know, right?
Yeah.
Like and the thing is, you get him like back to Matthews, 43 goals or whatever it was. Like that's crazy what he did this season. That kind of maybe he should have punched a guy in the head in a scrum or two. Get him,
Mm-hmm. He's like again, like when he was his problem was like, and a lot of people have been criticizing the Leafs for like years about this. It's just they're not physical enough. Like it's great they have the skill, but a lot of the teams that have won the last seven,
They're
8 years,
heavy.
they're heavy, but
Yeah.
they have skill, right? You got
Watch.
both.
Touching on that too, this next series with the Jets.
They're a
Oh,
heavy
I
team.
think the game against Edmonton, first game against Edmonton, I think they threw 66 hits.
No way.
Yeah, yeah. It was like
Eh?
that. Like I think this series with Montreal is going to be a low scoring, heavy hitting series.
I
oh,
agree, man. I think so too.
yeah.
You got a fantastic goalie matchup too. You got Connor Hellebuck and Price too. Like arguably two of the best in the league right now, right? So arguably, I mean obviously Price is the
Yeah,
generational goalie talent, right? And
And
Hellebuck was Vesna last year.
that's right. Yeah, and he's so good. I remember like
Oh yeah.
yeah. Are you a Jets guy or mainly Habs, Derek? I think I'll
I'm
ask
a
you.
Habs and Sharks though.
Sharks, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good
you don't
choice.
want to go there with me right now. You think his Toronto rant's bad? At least you guys got in the playoffs.
So the Sharks are
Oh,
man, that's like another team too, man. That's just
that's a sinking
they're
ship right
there,
now.
but they're not there.
their window's kind of like closed now. They had like again Thornton and Marlowe in their primes, and I remember growing up and just
Thornton
every
will
year.
go back there next year.
You think he's
Yeah,
going
that's
back?
what I'm.
Yeah, he'll go back for the last one.
Kind of like what
Ju-
Marlowe did, eh?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
also guessing
that's my
Foligno's
guess.
probably going to go back to Columbus. That's what I'm guessing.
Ooh,
I heard-
hot take. I like that.
I heard Foligno might actually go back too. Yeah, Jacob, yo, you might be onto something there because I've been hearing like my cousin, who's obviously a diehard Leafs fan. I don't know why he is, but
I don't know why I am either.
but yeah, he told me like apparently Foligno wants to go back to Columbus right away, like after the season's done. So we'll see, though. I mean, honestly, like I like Foligno. I've always been a fan of Nick Foligno, like from his days in Ottawa till like
Good
now.
player.
Yeah.
Good player. He just makes
Yeah.
things happen. But I mean,
He's a blue chip kind of guy, right?
yeah, he's kind of a blue collar player. He's kind of gets the corners, good penalty killer. He's physical. I mean, I would take him on my team, but not for the price that Toronto paid for him. But
Nah,
the
I'm.
first rounder, yikes. But no, he's again great leadership guy, great guy in the room. I know a lot of his Columbus teammates there said nothing but great things about him. And man, what do you guys think about Torts though? Fucking, do you think he's gonna get a coaching job in the NHL again, or do you think he's done?
I don't know.
I think he's done.
You think so?
I think he's kind of. I think just the way it's been going from when he was in Vancouver, right, where then he kind of got pushed out, and then goes to Colombo, and then you have the Line Dubois, Panarin, like all these big guns that they're bringing in to help this team, and this guy's just they're like, yeah, I want out, right? So I I don't know. Like, I mean, Dale said, like he is an old school type of coach who really tries to bring the best out of you in a hard ass way. But the way the game's changing, I think he sees it. So I can't really see him getting a job. If he does, I mean, all the best, right?
Yeah, for sure, for
Exactly.
sure. He is an old school guy. He's kind of like a coach that like gets in your grills all the time. And Dale said obviously Dale was played for him, right? So
Had him twice.
yeah, he had him twice in
Oh,
Vancouver
ouch.
and New York. Yeah.
Yeah.
He said he liked him though. I mean, he respects him, and I mean he is a very well respected guy like away from the ice. Like I've heard a lot of
Yeah.
good stories about him as a person, and to me that's honestly what it comes down to. If you're a good person, you can be completely different outside of your job, right? And I always try to base it off that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No,
But
totally right.
especially, you know what I mean? Like, leave work at work. That goes with anything, right? Because even if you bring work home and then you start getting shitty, it's just separate the two. So
Absolutely. Yeah, it's gonna ruin your personality in some ways and take it, your family's gonna take a toll on sometimes too. Like I've heard stories like that of people like, bringing their jobs home and like just this like their like
yeah,
stresses and shit. And it's like, yeah, no, it's never good though. I mean, yeah, I mean, honestly, I can see him like, man, I don't even know if I want to say he'll coach like, in the AHL or something. Cause like you're dealing with younger players, man. There's no fucking,
No. Nope.
can't see it. No.
that's like
No.
Tarian too, man. Tarian's done as a
Nah.
head coach. Tarian's way too fucking old school to like ever coach, like be a head coach in the NHL.
He might come back to Montreal. You never know.
Oh, don't even say that. Oh, don't say
Yeah.
that.
Bang, just cutting
We're
me off,
making
right? I'm getting
rumors.
kicked out of here.
No, you're good, man. I mean, hey, man, I gotta say, like, I remember, like, obviously, Michelle, like, Tarian loved Dale, like, as a player, and I know he did, and he used him really well and kind of brought the best out of Dale, and that's one thing,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
and especially the 14 playoffs, like, oh man, just
Uh-huh.
I still fuck, buddy.
Oh,
Yeah, dude, just that, oh, man, that breakaway goal against Boston, like, I was like, man, I was just watching it like fucking 50 times in a row, like on repeat. I was just like, I can watch those highlights like any day of the week, and it just will not, it won't change, right? You know what I mean?
well, the funny thing about that playoff run when he scored the first OT goal, I was working on the road, and we were kind of in a valley, no service, and we were doing
Shit.
nights, so we're driving out of there. I think it was like 3:34 in the morning, and I had like that weird flash on them. So I'm in the back of the truck, and my phone is just, and no one knows what's going on. And I'm like, I see all these like flashes. I'm like, first thing happens, right? Your heart drops. You're like, what is going? And then I look, and I was like, holy fuck! it was nuts.
Oh yeah, I remember like telling him too, like just what I loved about that series too was like, fuck man, every time he stepped on the ice, like Lucic, Chara, and like Seidenberg, like they would just absolutely lose their minds because they just couldn't play against him, and like he just beat them at their game, and it was just they fucking hated that, and that's why Lucic got so mad at the end, as you know, right? Lost bonkers, man. Like, and honestly, that was a situation too where again that Boston Bruins core was kind of near the end of their championship window, right? And I think that's why Luch kind of reacted the way he did, because he knew if that 2014 was the year, and if they didn't do it, then that's it, right? It kind of shit out of luck there, right? So
they've been around the top for a long time, like a long time though. And like even this year, I know it's 1-1 with the Islanders, but I can see them coming out of that one.
I think so too.
Yeah.
They're the more skilled team. The Islanders are like the more defensive minded team because Trotz is obviously like a really complete system, but I think Boston's like has more skill up front. I mean, oh excuse me, holy shit. Beer burst.
That was a good one. Yeah.
Oh, thanks,
That's what
man.
it is. That's what it is.
Love it, man. Oh man. Fucking yeah, no Bars. I love Barzal though on the Islanders.
Oh,
Like,
he's so good.
Beautiful.
I watch a lot of the dub hockey, so I've been watching him since he was in Seattle. And when they won that last year. They won the dub there, and then went to the Mem Cup. And I mean, things didn't work out so well there. But watching him in that playoff run was unreal. I'm like, this guy's gonna be a stud.
Oh yeah, in the WHL.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, because they have the Seattle team there. Yeah, dude, that's amazing.
Barzal,
man.
They got the 4 teams in the American division.
That's right. Yeah, man. I remember the first time I saw Barzal was he was playing in a preseason game. I think it was against Boston too, and he just took the puck up the ice and he just breezed by completely everybody, just like
they're standing still.
Oh, buddy, and I'm just like, I didn't know who he was, right? And then I saw that goal, I was like, holy crap, like this kid's gonna be amazing. And then obviously that year he made the team and. Shit, he just took off from there.
You're taking notes. You're taking a late fantasy pick. Hey, Matt Barzal.
Yeah, that guy in like maybe the 6th round. If he's still available.
And then you get that one guy who takes him in the second. You're like, oh, come on.
Oh,
you know what? I had Ehlers one time on my fantasy, and
didn't you drop him and then he ended up just going off after?
Oh.
Like, my friend dropped him, and then I was like, okay, he's available. I'll take him. And then look at what happened now.
Yeah, didn't he score the overtime winner in the game 4? I think he did.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, he's another guy that's like, again, just such a great player on both sides of the puck. Like, just fantastic overall. Like, I would take that guy on my team any day.
Imagine him in Colorado with all that cap space they have. Like, how
do you feel? How do you feel about Tampa being $17 million over the cap and still doing?
Oh God, yo.
I don't know what you really say about that. I guess like, hey, good on you guys.
Everyone's fucking pissed at them right now.
Yeah, it is some bullshit there. To Florida win the cup, so I'm pissed.
I honestly, man, I was telling Jacob too, like before like this all started, I was saying again, Florida for the cup. Like I was so like pretty set on that. I said Florida and Colorado final, and obviously that's not gonna happen.
25 years later, hey, get
that's
the rematch.
Right, buddy.
That was Yui Krupp will show up there again too.
Oh fuck! Man. John Van
Those Colorado teams even back in the day were loaded.
Oh yeah, I mean, to be honest, I was born maybe a month before that Stanley Cup final, or no, sorry, a month after that Stanley Cup final. So I didn't see any.
Shit.
I'm a youngin, yeah. We're both youngin.
Yeah, I'm up there.
Yeah, but fuck, man. Yeah, those Colorado.
I still remember the Ranger goal that sent Quebec packing to Colorado.
Oh yeah.
It was an overtime. I think Thibault was in net, and you could just see okay, we move on. They go to Colorado, then the trade, right? Even I remember the night too. Patty getting lit up. He gets pulled after 9. The Bronx cheer, and the next thing you know, he's in Colorado, and it's like this team's gonna roll.
Yeah, I've seen the clips. My dad was watching the game too, obviously being like a pretty devout Habs fan, and he's still not over that trade because that set them back like fucking a number of years, man.
Oh, that's how many people were trading Carey Price earlier in the year?
Fuck, I think half of it was
definitely.
Fucking dude, it was bad.
Too much money. He gets paid $10 million for a reason. Okay, like just breathe, people.
Right? You know what the thing that
crack a can, sit down, and relax.
You know what fucking pisses me off though is like these people are like, oh, he's the only reason why they won this series. I'm like, okay, he gets paid $10 million to do that. He's doing his job. Like, I mean.
I don't know if you saw the tweet today. It was he's the only guy with the $10 million average to make it to the second round this year. And
Yep,
I
he's,
think I saw
think,
that. Yeah.
and then one of the guys with the 10 million to ever win a playoff series.
Yep. That's
Yeah.
a great stat. That's a great
Yeah.
stat.
So you know what? Just everyone who bitches about him getting paid $10 million, like, come on,
There you go.
take it easy.
Honestly, like, I mean, look at a lot of these teams that have guys that make like that much money. It's not happening. Like Edmonton with McDavid, and then you have Eichel, Buffalo,
You got
the Leafs.
big three in Toronto.
Yeah, you got Matthews, Martin, or Tavares that are making. I think it's over 9.5. Like again, it's hard with a salary cap. It's so hard to build around teams when you have guys making that much money. But I mean, honestly, investing it in goaltending, I think, is probably the best thing to do. To be honest,
Sergei Bobrovsky.
Oh, I love that guy, even though he's been Oof. That Florida contract.
You're on the job. Oh man, yeah. I think you guys were commenting in the chat when we were on cans there. We said Florida probably protects Drieger and leaves Bob exposed because who's taking $10 million right off the hop?
Oh yeah, I agree. I think that happens too because Drieger's not a bad goalie too. That's the thing. He's a solid like fringe starter. Like he can get the job done.
He's another Winnipeg boy right there.
Oh yeah, he's a Winnipeg.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to another Winnipeg boy. There you go, man. That's that's a tough one though. I mean, I think there's a good. I mean, if they don't protect him, I bet you Seattle takes him or even thinks about it. I obviously Price has a no movement clause. He's not going anywhere unless he decides to waive it, which I really highly doubt it at this point.
I mean, it is close to home, right? Just up the road from, or up to Anyway, but like he's been in Montreal so long, his family's there, everything's there for him. He's not just gonna uproot that and bounce. So I can't see that.
Like maybe near the only scenario I think that would work maybe when he's like almost 40 and maybe he's done in Montreal. I think he will be a lifer. I think he'll be a lifer, but in case he wants to just choose to maybe I'll go home. And his wife is Angie's from Washington State, so there's that, right? And him being from Vancouver, but I still think obviously he's gonna stay. He's been super loyal to his team.
And he played well in Tri-City too, so there is a lot there, but I really can't see that happening. He stays. He's in Habland all the way.
He loves. I think he loves being a Hab too. I can tell. Like I met him like years ago. Actually, a month before the Sochi Olympics, and I tell
a big man. Hey, he is a big man.
I shook his hand, and I have big hands, but this guy made my I thought he was gonna eat my hand, dude.
He's wide as shit too. Like this guy is huge.
Yeah, he's a big boy. You know who else? I met Pacioretty back then too. Fucking, he's a big dude. I didn't realize it until he stood up, and I was like. He's like, hey, man, with his deep voice, he's like, hey, man, how's it going? I was like, because I was an autograph signing. I was like, good. He stood up. I was like, oh, my God.
Right?
Yeah.
He's like Andre the Giant.
Dude. Funny, I think he's funny. Yeah, go ahead, Derrick.
The 13-14 team there, we went to, I was in Montreal for the family weekend, my birthday time. So nice. The boys all went to this bar. I think Presti has part ownership in it or whatever. Don't quote me on that. So the whole team was there. We were all there for Super Bowl, New England, Seattle. And we were playing squares. Me and Dale are one play away from winning the half and then the pick. Pacioretty goes, yes. It's like, that guy just stole $300 from us.
No fucking way.
Because we had the score right. We're like, hey, these guys are gonna punch it in. This is in the bag. Pick.
No fucking way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Oh man, Pacioretty was no, he's a great dude though. Like he was just like again, just a fucking huge guy though, man. Just fucking scary. He's not a fighter, obviously, but man, like if he ever like fucking gave me a cross check on the ice, I think I'd be like, okay, man, I'm gonna stay away from you there, buddy. You know.
That guy's a pure goal scorer too.
Yeah. Oh, facts. Yeah. He he's just again one of those players I think that wasn't never really appreciated enough, you know? Like I don't know, like
well, I would say like an American captain, but Giunta was awesome too.
Gio was a great captain.
And did he maybe take the brunt of it for those teams through those couple of years not winning?
Sorry, what's that?
Do you think maybe because he was the captain in those teams through like the, you know, those 13, 14, 15 years where they didn't win when you thought they might have, was maybe that was the reason where things went sour? Like, I don't.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things too. Like, I think Dale told me too that like they didn't even offer him a contract like the year he was a free agent.
Oh.
Yeah, they didn't even offer. That was like, yeah, that was not cool with that. And I remember the same offseason that George's left too. He got traded over to Buffalo and
Him, Giunta.
Yeah, I was not okay with like those two guys leaving. They were again a big part of that team, and I remember Dale's talked about on the show too. Like honestly, I think they split up that core way too early.
Well, they were just starting to roll 2-3 years in a row, right? And we talked about it earlier too. Those teams where you know you believe in the process: Tampa Bay, Chicago, LA, right? Where you see them slowly starting to rebuild after, but you have to stick with it. You can't just, okay, it doesn't work, blow it up. Doesn't work, blow it up. It doesn't. Well, look at Toronto. Doesn't work.
Yeah.
Sick bird.
Take another drink.
Sick bird. Sick bird.
Take another drink because they're
You gotta go, Joel. You gotta trust the process, man. Oh, I'm out of beer now. Fuck. Took like a little tiny sip. No, but for sure though, you gotta trust the process sometimes and just kind of like keep what you got because it's not, you know, like they're not a bad team. Like the Leafs are not a bad team on paper. Like they have the pieces. It's just I don't know what it is. Like nobody seems to really know. There's the rumors. There's just Marner. Like with Marner. Like again, those are probably just people talking shit. We don't know, right? Like the media loves making up stories.
You got to make up stuff for headlines, right? Because now what are you going to do? You're going to say, hey, he 3-putted on 5 feet? I don't know. I don't really think people are going to give two shits about that, but it'll be in the headlines.
Oh, for sure. It's especially playing in a market like Toronto or Montreal. It must be fucking hard to like even just having
fish bowl.
Such a fishbowl. Remember what happened with Galchenyuk with the girlfriend, the ex-girlfriend of his, like where he got into that like domestic dispute, and it was like all over the Montreal media, and he didn't do anything bad. Like he to his credit, right? And I remember like the whole world knew about it. I'm like, dude, like why are you reporting that? That's like his personal life. You don't want.
Yeah, like leave the guy alone. What like I mean, he doesn't want that shit coming out. Now it's gonna.
And now look where
everyone's gonna be saying, he's
man.
too.
Oh yeah.
You know what I was happy that he actually had a good season. Like, good for him to finally kind of bounce back, maybe find a home here for a few years and really, you know, get some consistency. So
I agree. Yeah, I was happy for Chucky too. He had a good season. Kind of like you said, kind of got his career going again. And yeah, he was like, man, fuck. There was like, okay, so from Montreal, and in 2018 he went to Arizona for Domi, then Pittsburgh for Kessel.
Yep.
And then it was just a flurry of trades after, and then finally Toronto,
Minnesota, Ottawa, Toronto,
Carolina. And Carolina didn't want him and gave him to Toronto.
A bunch of jerks, eh?
Yeah. Oh, that team
He's like
too.
Devin Dubnyk of players. He's got like every single jersey.
Oh, for real, man. I'm telling you, that was like I kind of felt bad for him too. I was like that must like be so hard on somebody mentally just to like get like bounced around like that, especially what his draft status was too, like being a third overall.
Oh man, right?
That must be like, I mean, honestly, again, such a skilled player. Excuse me, holy shit. Uh, uh, Guy's such a skilled player, man, and it's sad to see that happen to like somebody. And I remember like the one year he scored 30 goals, and then I was like, okay, like this is him starting to hit his ceiling, 30 goal season, like this is great, right? And just wasn't really able to kind of like keep that going, and I was like, oh, it's not good, right? And man, I'm happy he found success in Toronto because man, that's especially in a market like that, it's hard sometimes, going in there as like a guy kind of on his last chances in the league, and he made the most of it. So I'm happy for him.
Well, you hope the same thing doesn't happen to KK, right? High draft pick, and people are all over this kid already. He's so young. Like, don't ruin another guy here. Like he's got the talent. Once he starts to grow into his body, and really get the feel for everything, this guy is going to be, I would say, a 35 plus goal scorer.
I totally agree. Like, again, he was a third overall, just like Chucky, right? But I like that they're using him properly because like, I remember Tarian used to play Chucky on the wing, but they drafted him to be a center, right? So it's kind of like fucks up your development in some ways, right? And I like that. I mean, they have played him some games at wing, like Kakanyemi, but I could see that they obviously see his strength is at down the middle. And again, he's a big kid, and again, he hits so hard, man. That guy can just body people like all over the ice, and skill set too. Again, he just again, like you said, he has to grow into his body, and he'll get there. He'll absolutely get there.
Oh,
yeah, he's.
definitely.
And I
Do you
remember
guys-
there's. No, go ahead,
Do you
Jacob.
guys,
Sorry, but
do you guys think Chucky's gonna stay in Toronto, or is he going
I
somewhere?
think he'll stay. I think he will. He played good. He deserves to have another shot.
Is he a UFA?
I think he
Yeah.
is because
Yeah,
he's 26
He's
now.
on a
right?
one-year
So,
contract, I think.
usually when the guys
I
hit 26, they become UFA.
Depending what happens, 1-2 mil, why not?
Yeah,
Right?
they'll probably have him on like another 1 year deal.
Low risk, high reward
reward,
kind
right.
of thing. So
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I think
I can see Edmonton going after him to play with like McDavid or something. I can see that happening.
yeah, I can see that too.
It's
Because
like
again, he's got a similar skill set in some way. Not not exactly like to his level, but he does have the skill, right? So it could work.
James Neal worked there, right? Found a little resurgence, and I think Chucky, has the speed, and if he gets that confidence, the guy can pull a trigger.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, I agree, man. I think he's gonna be good wherever he goes. Like obviously I think he's gonna want to go to a team that has a kind of like a star like that. Obviously Toronto's got Matthews and Tavares, so he can put him with that, or he can go to Edmonton, put him with McDavid or Draisaitl. So if he wants to stay in Canada, I remember thinking though, like before the season started, I was like, this is kind of like his last chance, or he's like going to the KHL or something. That was my like guess for him, but
you never know, because maybe like an assistant coach or something somewhere says, hey, like this is a really good guy, get him. And it's the friendships, so there's always something somewhere for people, right?
absolutely. No, for sure, man. I do honestly, again, like I hope he does get like I hope either stays in Toronto or like elsewhere in the NHL, because he definitely deserved like at least another year in the league. He played pretty great for Toronto. Yeah, no, good for the kid, man.
Absolutely.
Who's somebody I was talking to my dad and my brother about yesterday is someone who I've noticed that has improved like so much since he's came into the league. And it's just improved skill set wise, like his foot speed, his transition game, is Brendan Gallagher. Um, just from like his rookie season, he was kind of more like, his skating was a little bit choppy. It wasn't really the fastest skater out there. Kind of had to give him the puck to like shoot. He kind of hung around the perimeter of the net. But that was one guy that's really improved over like his time. Like I could just see him now. Like he takes pucks, like intercepts pucks, takes it up the zone with a burst of speed and shoots. Like he's improved so much. Like wow. It's just like I've just noticed it gradually over time, just watching him play, and Yeah, I just wanted to say that.
He is the definition of a warrior. That guy, an absolute warrior. Stop blocking shots, though, man.
Yeah, I know he fucking injures himself all the time.
Maybe pull a flamingo here or there, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, boys. Sorry.
Or freaking move your hand out of the way. Let it hit like your freaking thigh or something.
Yeah,
Jeez.
when you saw him like kind of come back and his hand's out there and it gets hit, it's like, oh my god, no, not again.
Dude, oh man, I love his like heart and soul, but yeah, he gets injured sometimes. Like, again, because he plays hard, right? The players that play hard are the ones with the usually rack up the injuries in their career, right? So
that's a guy that'll go through a wall for you. And every team would want a guy like that.
Fucking right, man. He's he's a rare breed, and even Andrew Shaw's another one like Galley. God, I loved Andrew Shaw.
Mm-hmm. That was a good interview. I like that one.
Oh, dude. Yeah. I was preparing because I remember seeing on the Instagram and Twitter handles, you guys were saying how he was going to be on. And I was like, yeah, okay, I'm going to try and call in. If I get in, I'm definitely going to ask him these questions. I was like, I had to do it. It was so good.
Absolutely, man. Get in there.
Talking about Tarian and I was just, my reaction, I was laughing so hard because I just did not expect him to just be like, yeah, I would punch him right in the fucking face.
I was rolling on the ground listening to that.
No fucking way.
It was so funny.
I was looking back at it and it was like, wow.
Just blowing darts in your face.
There's a guy, there's a Habs player from the 90s that said Hugh Tarian used to blow dart smoke in guys' faces when they'd have the freaking team restaurants and shit. It's so fucking good. We're going to have him on the show pretty soon, actually.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man. Those Tarian stories are so good. When he was saying like fucking how he'd like fucking smoke in his office and shit.
Take an hour to get a sentence out, but just crush a pack of darts.
That is just
right. Hey, hold on.
Yeah, man. Oh, you're like oh fuck. I can't believe that. Oh, dude, what was the craziest thing too was like Shazi was saying how again, like there was like arenas around the league that were trying to get him kicked out because he's smoking inside.
Yeah.
That's obviously
you can't
illegal.
Do that.
You can't do that. Maybe a freaking bench would smell like darts and shit. That's awful.
So bad.
Fuck. This player we're gonna have on our show. He's I remember because he wrote a book actually. His name's Terry Ryan. I don't know if you heard of him. He's a Newfie boy.
Yeah.
I think we're having them next week, right?
Yes, sir. Next week. Yeah, I'm gonna
talk.
That's
awesome.
Yeah, he's gonna. I've actually like kind of gotten to know him on like Instagram. Like we could like talk to each other a few times. But like I read his book. He had a book out like in 2014 called like Tales of the First Round Nothing, and he was talking about all his stories from like fucking like when he was a kid to like when he retired. Like, oh man, I would sit there and just fucking laugh cry like my eyes out because it's so fucking funny. Like talking about like Tarian and shit and like other coaches and like shit like that. It was just such good content, man. Such great
I can't wait.
The boys on Chicklets went up there, didn't they?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Okay, all right.
They had him on
awesome.
there. Oh, dude.
Shameless plug, hey.
I love Chicklets, man. That's a great podcast too. That's a great show. Dude. Biz is like that guy's such a personality. Again, guys like him and I was telling Dale too, like guys like him and like PK Subban too. Like you need guys like that for hockey. Like they're so good for the game.
And the thing is, like even like him, Witt, RA, and Grinelli, they have such good flow with the four of them that it's like not that. Kind of, hey, it's those guys are just, they're on, right? Like it's such good hockey talk. They have such good insight, and what they're doing with everything is awesome. It's just, it's bringing more viewers to the sport of hockey, which we all want, right? So
absolutely, it's growing the game, right? That's the whole thing.
Yeah, and that's the main goal.
They're on Barstool, so
it's a big company. Big company too. Yeah, multi-billion-dollar company. I remember Dave Portnoy started off. I remember reading about him. Like he fucking started that company like in 2002, I think, and he was just writing like newspapers for like free and giving them out to people, and then just now it's like $1 billion enterprise. Like it's crazy.
Got
And
to
just
start somewhere, right?
oh
You got to believe in what you're doing.
yeah, for sure, man. That man's Chicklets is so good, and like I love how like again like they just like how you said like everything just flows so perfectly like and they know so many of the players like they know everybody that they have on that show, so like the conversations just flow so great, and it's
Oh, yeah.
awesome. It's so funny too, like some of the shit they say is just so fucking funny. The one thing
And
that go ahead, buddy, sorry.
no, all you.
I was when Dale was on Chicklets, I remember he was talking about the trade, like when he got traded to Chicago, and like he was saying obviously how he got traded for Zano and Romanov. And the thing that made me laugh was when Biz was like, "Oh, Bergie and the Habs should be kissing your ass for that trade."
Well, I remember when he got traded, like he because Dale was so into it, and they were on that run, and then he phones me, he goes, "Hey," I'm like, "Yeah, I got traded to Chicago. Run the roster now for me. What's going on here?" And then just we sat there for a good half an hour, ran through the roster where you're gonna finish up, what the playoffs are probably gonna be like. I'm like, man, you got a chance here. Like that core is still there, right? They had and Tavo was there, Panarin, everybody. So
Panarin, shit.
yeah, he's if you watch that OT goal he scored against St. Louis. Watch that pass. It literally skims the mesh of the net and lands right on his stick. It's a crazy pass.
Yeah. He scored so many clutch goals, like the one against Ottawa in 15, and then obviously the one against Tampa, like in game 1 against the Lightning in 14. Like, man, he always had that clutch side to him. That's what I loved, like having him on the team. And like when they first acquired him for Rafael Diaz at the time, I was like, oh, okay, I didn't really know much about
Cameron.
He didn't last long in Vancouver too. He was there for a month and they freaking dumped him off. I was like, okay, we win this by default. Yeah.
Oh, he was so pumped. Like when Dad found out about the trade, like Dale's trying to nap me out, and Dad's just blowing up his phone. Hey, so like what's going on, Dale? Okay, man, like I gotta sleep here. But like just having him go to Montreal was an absolute dream come true for the entire family.
Oh yeah, for sure. And obviously he said multiple times you guys were Hab fans growing up, right? So obviously that's fucking awesome.
The entire basement is bleu blanc et rouge.
Entire
basement.
Beautiful, man. I love it. I respect the shit out of that, man. It's great.
Every Saturday night, all four of us sitting down.
Oh yeah.
Hockey night in Canada. Let's go.
I was like, that was us growing up too here. Well, we're out in Brampton here, so in Ontario, Toronto, GTA suburb there. But I mean, my dad grew up in Hamilton, which is like an hour away from here, and a lot of Hab fans there.
Country.
That's right, buddy. Oh yeah, they had a lot of Hab fans in Hamilton at the time, right? So like he kind of like went with like the flow and watched the team in the 70s and then influenced me, and so there you go.
Right?
Yeah. Don't regret the decision at all, trust me.
I regret my decision.
I kind of was for a bit, and then I was like, they fucking suck. Like they make
You're not a Mazzoli guy? You didn't like Mazzoli?
Oh, I like Mazzoli. Yeah, he's good, but like, man, like there's again so many Grey Cups and they just don't do anything. I was like, fuck, man. Every time they're in the Grey Cup, I was like so hyped for them, and I was like, oh, let's go, and they just don't play good.
At least you get there.
Yeah, that's true.
We got there. We got one, and then they shut the league down. So I mean, we're champs. We're champs 2 years running.
It's true, man. Hey, that's not wrong. I bought the Blue Bombers cap when they won the Grey Cup. I got it upstairs. I'll send you a picture of it in a bit. Yeah, buddy. I was like, I like this. This is like a piece of history, because they haven't won in like a long time and stuff.
Oh, and then it's like an 8-team league too. You're like, come on, like you're due, and it like, and this city is like bomber crazy. It is like you know what, the Jets, like everyone's full of Jets, but everyone has like when Montreal comes here, half that building's red. When Toronto comes here, half of it's blue. Philly, it's all over. But Bombers are the Bombers. Everybody loves the Bombers.
Yeah,
You know what?
yeah. Go ahead, Jacob. Sorry, buddy.
Speaking of the CFL, Edmonton changed their name now.
Yeah, they got
Elks.
the Elks. Yeah, that's kind of, I don't know. Like honestly, I like the jersey, like the logo. It looks kind of cool. I'm kind of digging it.
I don't mind it.
Yeah, it looks kind of cool.
Yeah.
I'm digging it. It looks kind of cool.
I'll judge it by the mascot.
Yeah.
If it's a reindeer, then
Man, I gotta say though, like out west though, like the CFL is like huge, eh? Like out now, like Alberta and like Saskatchewan, and obviously in Winnipeg too.
Saskatchewan's nuts, man.
Yeah. Have you been to a Riders game? Like in Saski?
I've not been to a Rider game, but when I was working on the road there, I was in Stoon for a while, and we were there for Labor Day, so we took in the festivities at a local pub, and we had some good banter back and forth with the fans. They're good sports about it, but they bleed green out that way for sure.
Yeah, like I had a high school teacher that was a music teacher of mine. She was from Saski, and she, again, huge Rough Riders fan. Like she would come to work like sometimes with like her jersey, and like yeah, they're like very, very passionate about their Riders. It's they're one of the biggest Canadian sports franchises in like our country's history. Like they're like top 5 in there from what I remember hearing.
That's pill country out there.
Oh yeah. Honestly, I heard it's such a good vibe to go down there and watch a game. I'd actually put that on my bucket list, and we'll see.
Just got a brand new stadium too. So it's nuts. It's nuts.
Are they gonna have a season this year? Do you know?
They said August 5th.
That's good. I'm okay with that.
It's with the XFL too, so I don't.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not forget about that. So
I mean, you know what? I think it was more like a business decision.
It's almost to save the CFL, right? So
yeah, for sure. Whatever keeps them, man. Whatever saves them, I'm fucking cool with that too, man.
Yeah,
especially The Rock. Okay.
Yeah.
How cool would that be, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, well, because the thing is, the CFL, like that, it starts, pretty much right after the draft, and it takes you like through summer, and then once hockey's back, boom, let's go. So that's kind of the summer sport for me. But I don't know what's happening this year. At least we get hockey till July. Right.
I'm cool with that. Yeah, frig, man. It's going to be good. I'm good with that. We got baseball going too. We got the Jays in the mix too. I mean, the Raptors
having his season.
Yeah, he's finally starting to hit that ceiling. I'm happy to see it. Like I think he just again needed to drop like 30 plus pounds that they were saying for a couple of years, and no, he's gonna just take off from here, man. I'm actually really excited about that team.
Hopefully they get.
Yeah.
Hopefully they get going again, and they can start, because that was huge when they had those big teams a few years ago.
Yeah, with Bautista and Donaldson and Kevin Pillar.
Yeah.
This basketball, I still remember it.
Toronto teams, eh?
Oh yeah, buddy. Fuck, we're from fucking. I'm telling you, Toronto teams do a great job of just letting their fans down. That's for sure.
I still remember the backflip, and then
the only one was the Raptors. They're the only ones that have actually been successful in the last 30 plus years.
AKA the shot.
Yeah.
Oh, I still remember the day of the shot.
I remember the day of when they won the whole thing, and I was so turned. And then there was downtown Brampton, we had a street party, and I was so fucking drunk. I almost got arrested because I was
championship parade.
Yeah, dude. Oh man, I remember I was chain smoking darts, and I was starting to get a fucking mad head rush, and I just
You're
fucking killed
tearing
over
it.
into a ground. Yeah, I was tearing. I used to
tearing it.
I used to, man. I don't smoke darts anymore, but like, man, I freaking keeled over into the crowd, and I passed out for a sec, and then I woke up and I just see cops picking me up, and I'm like, oh no, what did I do? Nothing happened though. They were actually really good, so they're like, yeah, just sit over there for now. You're fine.
Nice.
Fuck, man. Yeah, that was some good times, man, before COVID and everything, and before we could see our friends and family. But I mean, it's starting to come to an end. So
we're almost
I'm
there.
feeling pretty
Almost
positive. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty positive too. So we'll see what happens, right, boys?
Let's hope, right?
Yeah, it's just hope and pray. And I mean, how is it out
Yeah.
there in the peg, man? Do you guys, because Ontario is like freaking so strict with like everything. Like, how do you guys? Are you guys kind of like in the same boat, or are they kind of like easing off with like restrictions? Because I know Ontario is like we've been pretty locked down for a while.
We've been pretty much in full lockdown since last October.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, just like us then. Yeah, we were like last
Yeah.
October. We kind of
Legit, we get like a week here and there, and then it's like, nope, shut down. So.
Yeah, I remember Dale was saying too, like he wanted to play this year, but again, because there's just no rinks. Like he wasn't allowed any rink access. So how are you going to train, right? You can't just. It's hard,
And now look what Dale is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's signed. He leaves in 8 weeks, I believe. 8 weeks, something like that, and you can't skate. So you know what I mean? He's like, what do I do? So
yeah,
we're hoping things ease up here, and then shoot some rubber around.
For sure. I think by like July, I think it's gonna start to ease up for sure.
Let's hope.
Yeah. I was messaging him the other day, and I was like, "Hey, but congrats on because Jacob told me that he signed the contract, and I was like, "Oh, congrats, man." He's like, "Yeah, thanks, dude." He's like, "Gonna rip it up over there." I was like,
"Oh yeah, he's pumped to go,
buddy." Woo!
He's really pumped to go.
Yeah, for sure.
I messaged him, and it was like, "I hope the Wi-Fi is stronger over there."
Oh, how was the podcast with him there? How was his?
It was good, man. It was good.
The last time I checked, it was like 69 views or something like that.
Oh, that's a good number.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Nobody else watch it.
Man, man. Fuck. I think we're gonna wrap it up here though, guys. We're just over an hour here, but and Derrick, thanks for doing this, man.
Yeah, hey, no worries, guys. Anytime. This has been fun. This flew by.
For one last sec, Dale, take another drink. I mean, Derrick, take another drink. Cut the leaf for a joke.
Yeah. I ran out of beer, so you're kind of on your own there, Derrick.
That's all right. I'll take one for the team.
You're the best, buddy. All right, guys.
Thanks for having me on, boys.
No problem, man. Anytime. You can come back whenever you like.
whenever you guys want to have me, I'm always here. It's been fun.
We'll make you an unofficial friend of the show.
Yeah, we are official friends of the show.
Awesome.
The Weise brothers, man. Fucking A.
We, I think, might be something coming up in the next couple days. Pay attention, boys.
Ooh.
I'm excited. All right,
man. Yeah. No.
Buddy.
Awesome.
All right.
I'll come back for sure. Love this.
Oh, thanks, buddy. I think it was an honor having you on, man. You're certified.
I just look at the time. I'm like, man, really? Like that?
Yeah, right.
Right? Yeah. This has been so much fun. All right, everybody.
Thanks, all right, buddy. Ciao.
Ciao. Peace out.
All right, guys. Ciao to everybody, and I hope you enjoyed that. And that was a great episode. But yeah, we're Project 24 here, and we are signing off. Peace out.